let's think about deception from a practical standpoint. What if our boss asks us to lie when someone calls the office for him and he says, "Tell them I'm not here"? Are we to follow through with the deception even if we could be fired?
So we're looking at the deception that God instructed Joshua to use, and now we're asking, okay, a practical question about deception here. Are we to follow that deception because you're just supposed to follow? And Jonathan, honestly and truly, my gut answer to that is no, you don't follow that. I actually had that kind of thing happen to me, actually several times. In one of my careers, I was a cabinet and countertop maker, and I worked in a shop. And in this shop, you have things on schedule and then things get off schedule and it doesn't work. And when in a customer and I was the general manager, so I worked in the office and watched what was going on, and I would answer the phone and somebody would want their countertop and my boss and I'd say, "Hey, what's the status of this?" And he didn't start it yet. Okay.
What?
Okay. No, no, this was one of the circumstances. We didn't start production and it was supposed to be delivered later that day. And so he tells me, I'm have my hand on the receiver of the phone. He says, "Tell him it fell off the truck." So I get on the phone and I say, "Listen, here's what happened." Now, boss is standing right in front of me, hands on his hips, watching. And I said, "I am sorry, we are way behind schedule. We are not nearly in a position to get this to you right now. I will go out to the shop myself and see what I can do to move it along, but it's going to be late." And I apologized, got off the phone, and he ripped into me like, "Why don't you just listen to what I say?" And my answer was, "Because you asked me to lie. I can't do that." So it was hard. And that wasn't the only time. And he would stand there so many times with hands on the hip, glaring, and then stomp off in a rage. After a while, we ended up with a mutual respect, and he knew better. And then customers actually, after a while, knew to just ask for me so they would get the truth. So no, don't fall into that kind of scenario. So we've got that kind of deception that we don't go for. What's the difference with Joshua? What's the difference with what happened there? That was military. Okay, that's a military thing. This was about they uh, attaining and maintaining the control of their promised land. God allowed that because it was military in the world of military things. There's fighting, there's killing. It's awful. God allowed those things to work because he works through the sinfulness of sin. Very, 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 very different than that example you just gave us.